Let's pick my June TBR. Welcome back if you're new. My name is Kristen and you've reached my little corner of the internet. Are we really picking my June TBR right now? Like, really? Are you sure it's for June? I swear it was like March, like yesterday. Like, June? Really? Yes, we are picking my June TBR, and I am sticking with the bookish bingo for this month as well. I did it for my May TBR, and I had a lot of fun doing it. I think we're going to aim for 6 books again this month. I really liked that number. I've read 6 books this month. Not all of them have been for my May TBR, but what you gonna do? So we're back on the floor. We've got our drink. We've got our TBR cart. No reason to really dive into it too deep. It's not that serious. We're just picking out books I want to read in, or, what I will maybe read in June. Will I get to all of them? I don't know. Every month is a toss up. So last month I used Bookish Bingo to pick prompts for the books I would have. Wow, I don't know how to phrase this. Last month for my May TBR, we played Bookish Bingo. There are prompts all over the board. I draw a number from my little jar right here and it lands on a prompt, and that prompt will determine what book I pick. That's how it is. I did switch up some of the prompts from last month and added some new ones in here. Again, I made this on Canva. This template was there and I just filled it in with prompts that I liked. Some of the prompts are originally from that template. I don't remember which, but you can make it for yourself if you want to play as well. So yeah, really self-explanatory. We're just going to dive right into it and start with our first number. Again, I think I'm going to do 6. 6 feels safe, but we'll see where we end up. All right. Okay, going to give this a good mix, and we're going to pick our first number. Oh my gosh. I feel like I just sat down and did this at the beginning of the month, but here we are. All the little papers were like not in focus last month. I don't know how to like fix that. Let's see. Oh, it's upside down. Slay. Okay, our first one is O4. So O4 is here, and it's a book with a magical creature. Obviously leaning more towards fantasy with this prompt. Fantasy in the middle of summer. We're just really diving head in. All right. Onyx Storm, When the Moon Hatched, I think are both dragons. And then these are fae. I'm not sure what kind of magical creatures are in a Fate Inked in Blood. Wow. But there's definitely some in there. Is a witch a magical creature? I don't know. Yeah, Winter's Promise probably has some. Vow of Thieves probably has some. Red Rising, yeah. Half Blood, I think they have Fae. Clearly, I know so much about all of these books. I think I'm gonna go with Onyx Storm. I just got the audiobook on Libby. It became available, so I have it for the next 21 days, and it fits. So I think I'm going to pick Onyx Storm. I'm a little nervous, but you know what? I haven't heard too many reviews where I'm like dissuade from reading it entirely, and I haven't even read the summary, so I have no idea what I'm getting into here, but I have the audiobook, and I did tell one of my friends I was going to read this before I see her in July, so it's just right to pick this for my June TBR. All right, we're starting off with a real heavy hitter here. All right, first book, Onyx Storm, Rebecca Yarros. Wish me luck. All right. That was a lot. Okay. Book 2. Wow, that was only book 1. All right, I didn't see it, so hopefully you can. B1. All right. B1, a book perfect for summer. Oh my gosh. Love that. I think I'm going to do The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. I have no idea what this is about. I think it's a romance. I'm not going to read the summary. I think I'm just going to dive right into it. I've been liking going into my romances without reading the summary for the most part and just kind of going right in and seeing what happens. I think I am going to pick The The Paradise Problem. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. And this is kind of a semi-recent purchase for me as well. So very excited to add this one to the June TBR. Oh my gosh, I literally picked the wrong prompt. Hi, I'm so dumb. I picked I1 and not B1. B1 is a book that I think will be a low rating. Okay, we're gonna reverse that. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna pretend I never picked The Paradise Problem. We're just gonna ignore all of that. Okay, now I'm actually gonna pick a book that I think will be a low rating. All right, honestly, not gonna lie, a lot of my cart has some pretty good bangers on it. So that's gonna be kind of hard. I hate picking this because I just never know, you know? Objectively, on my physical TBR on Goodreads, this would probably be one of the lower ones. This is the second book in the Crazy Rich Asians trilogy. So my safe pick would probably be that one. I don't want to put Red Rising because I don't want to read that in June. I think I'm going to pick China Rich Girlfriend. Again, this is book 2 in the Crazy Rich Asians trilogy. And I read Crazy Rich Asians in May. It's still currently May, so I read it earlier this month. And it was the first book I actually fully ever listened to on audiobook. And highly recommend if you haven't read any of the Crazy Rich Asians books, if you can get the audiobook, definitely recommend it because it's very, very, very information heavy and very information packed. And listening to it definitely felt more like a podcast, and I really preferred it like that as well. So I think I'm going to pick China Rich Girlfriend and listen to it again this month. It won't be like a devastatingly low rating. I don't think it's going to be like a 2 or a 2.5. It might be maybe be a 3-star based on what I'm seeing on Goodreads. But yeah, if it's anything similar to book 1, I see promise. But yeah, this one was tough. But I think I'm just going to go with China Rich Girlfriend. All right, sorry for that mishap. That was horrible. Anyway, all right, let's pick book 3. I3. Sorry, I didn't show you first. Make sure this time. I3. A fantasy book. Okay, a fantasy book. I think off the bat, I just know which one I'm going to do. I'm going to pick Rebel Witch. I picked this for my April TBR, I think, and I didn't end up reading it. Obviously, it ended up back on the cart. This is the second book in the Crimson Moth duology. I'm probably the last person on this earth to read this book, but better late than never. I really enjoyed Heartless Hunter. I think I gave it a 4. So I've been looking forward to picking this up and seeing how it all wraps up. I love fantasy duologies. They're just digestible and easy to get through. So yeah, I am excited about this. And it's not these two kind of scare me to get into, especially because they're both starting fantasy series. And this one is finishing one. So all around, a very solid pick. Okay, 3 books down, 3 to go. Coffee break. All right, book 4. Book 4. What do you think it'll be? I hope it's that summer prompt. That would be insane. The summer prompt is I1, so let's see. Oh, it's upside down. Sorry. N4. Okay, not I1, but whatever. Okay, N4 is a book that's... What? Hello? Can I read? Really? A book with a title that starts with the letter B. Ooh, okay. If it's a fantasy book, I might cry. Okay. Beg, Borrow, Steal. Right off the bat, here we go. That might be the only one. Oh, Betting on You. Broken Vow. Ooh, throwing a dark romance into the mix. And I think that is it. I think I'm going to pick Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. This is the 3rd book in the When in Rome little interconnected standalone series that she has. It is small town. I believe it's like rivals to lovers. They're both teachers. And that's pretty much all I know. And Sarah Adams writes closed door romance, which I really enjoy about this as well, or about her writing in general. And I haven't read a Sarah Adams book in a while. I've only read When in Rome and When Practice Makes Perfect, I believe the second one is called. Very interested to get into this. I know it came out a while ago. Yeah, I think this is a nice addition to our June TBR. Okay, book 5. Oh my gosh, almost done. This has gone by so fast. Just like this year. N2. All right. Okay, N2 is a new release. Oh, how fun. Okay, a few new releases. Obviously, Great Big Beautiful Life. Say You Remember Me is also one. I think this one came out after this one, so technically it might be this one. Deep End, First Time Caller. Wild Side came out this year, right? Did it just come out? Right? Yeah. I've been on an Emily Henry kick the last month, and I don't know if I want to dive into Great Big Beautiful Life just yet. I think I'm gonna pick Say You Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I can't believe I haven't read this yet. I mean, look, the cover is just, that's summer. That is summer on a cover. And I've actually been seeing mixed reviews on this. In my eyes, Abby can do no wrong. So rose-colored glasses are fully on when it comes to Abby Jimenez. And after seeing some of the reviews, I've tried to stay away. Sometimes you just get caught up in them and you can't help it. But obviously, I want to read it for myself. And I'm going to add this to my June TBR. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm finally going to read this in June. I mean, I can read it whenever I want, but now I have an incentive and I really want to know my thoughts on this. So very excited to add this to the June TBR. Potentially last book. We'll see how I feel. O2. All right, what is O2? O2, okay, a book that I think will be a 5-star. Oh, okay. I've talked about this before. Sometimes I just don't like going in to a book thinking it's going to be one way or the other, because then I kind of go in with that preconceived notion that oh, this book is bad. Oh, this book is supposed to be really good. So no pressure on whatever book I pick. Honestly, for that pick, I probably would have put Say You Remember Me, but we're going to pick something else. Okay, I'm between 2 books right now. Let me pull them out. Okay, one's been on the TBR before and one has not. So the first book I pulled out is Past the Broken Bridges by B. Celeste. Have not read anything by this author. I found this book because someone was doing a reading sprint live on TikTok and she was sobbing reading her book and I was like, what book are you reading? It was this one. And pretty much anytime a book makes me cry, it usually gets 5 stars. So rightfully, I picked this one because I feel like it might be a 5-star read for me. And then I have had this book on the TBR before. This book came out a year ago and I still haven't read it and I'm ashamed and honestly very scared because I do not want this world to end, and I also have been wanting to do a reread before getting into this, so I wanted to reread Magnolia Park. If anyone has done a tandem read with Magnolia and Daisy Hates, let me know, and if you liked it, let me know as well, because I was thinking about doing a reread, doing a tandem read, and then reading this. So for that sake, because I have such overachieving hopes and dreams, I think I'm going to pick Past the Broken Bridges. Is this going to be a 5-star? I don't know. Maybe I'll do a reading vlog on it, so subscribe if you haven't, because we'll see if this is a 5-star read. Okay, we'll do one more. You forced me. What a shame. Free Space! Heck yeah! Oh my gosh. See, you guys have my back. I know this. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with all this freedom. Wow. Okay, I could pick a book from my physical TBR, or I could do a book I've been meaning to read on KU. Actually, let's see how I'm doing with my 25 books I want to read in 2025. I'm probably doing really horribly, honestly. Okay, I'm not picking a book that's on my physical TBR. So I'm picking a book that is on my 25 books I want to read in 2025. There are some books on here that are on that list, but there are some that I don't actually have in my hands yet. But this one is actually on Kindle Unlimited. It is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I haven't read anything by Kennedy Ryan and I've been meaning to. I really want to. And everyone raves about this book and this interconnected standalone series in particular. This is the first book in that interconnected standalone series that she has. And I believe it is like second chance romance within a marriage. So trying to mend a broken marriage, I believe, or something of that nature. And I'm very excited to dive into it. So that will be my 7th pick for June. And I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, that might be like my priority read for sure. So yeah, that Free Space. Wow, who knew? There's no graceful way to get all of these down. without getting up. Okay, let's run it back and see which books I picked out for June. So my first prompt was a book with a magical creature, and I picked Onyx Storm. My next book was a book that I think will be a low rating, and I picked China Rich Girlfriend. My next prompt was a fantasy book in general, so I picked Rebel Witch. The next prompt was a book that starts with B, and I picked Beg, Bar, or Steal by Sarah Adams. My next prompt was a new release, so I picked Say You'll Remember Me. My next prompt was a book that I think will be 5 stars, and I picked Past the Broken Bridges. And then I got a free space, and I picked Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan, and that wraps up my June TBR. So quite an interesting stack this month, but no complaints here. I'm very excited. It's going to be a good reading month. I can feel it. Summer is here, coming soon, halfway through the year, midway year book tag, maybe. That is all I have for you today for this video. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, that's okay. Thanks for stopping by. Comment down below what you're excited to read in June. I would love to know, and make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can come back for more videos in my corner of the internet. Hi, Kristen's Corner. Come back. And make sure to hit that post notification bell right next to the subscribe button. That way you get notifications every time I upload a new video. You don't want to miss those either, duh. All the links to my social media are down below. Instagram, TikTok, my Goodreads and Fable are down there as well. Make sure a friend requests me on Goodreads and follow me on Fable. I am always accepting friend requests and following people back on Fable if you want to see what I'm reading actively in real time. How cool is that? All right, and that is all from me, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. All right, bye!